for some dancing, João? Why not? Well, these are interesting. Let me introduce João and Jorge. They will talk about digital lending transformation. ITSCREDIT has helped and has made a joint project with Crédito Agrícola from Portugal, and a very interesting experience that are sharing with us. João Lima is the CEO of ITSCREDIT Portugal. He has a lot of experience in financial services, and especially actively participating in the design and implementation of innovative omnichannel and credit solutions. And Jorge Baião, he comes from Crédito Agrícola. He's the Chief Information Officer and member of the Executive Board there in Portugal. And he has more than 25 years of experience balancing IT strategy with transformation of the business. So welcome on stage to both of you, this interesting duetto. Let's see what you can explain to us. Thank you. Come on.
It's over there. Thank you, Silvia.
This one. Thank you.
Very nice introduction. Hopefully
Thank
I
you
don't
all.
have to dance every single
I am Jorge, which in Portuguese the name is George, just like in English. And this is João. It's Credit. I'm from Crédito Agrícola. And what we want to show us is the experience that we had with ITSCREDIT in our digital transformation of Crédito Agrícola. Crédito Agrícola is a cooperative banking in Portugal. Okay, it has 80 tiny banks if you want. Okay, and it's the 6th bank in Portugal in terms of assets under management. It has a large network of branches, which for the kind of assets that we have, it's not very well explored, if you want. Okay, so one of the biggest things that was introduced to us in 4 or 5 years ago is we have to transform. We have to cope with the market, how the market is growing, and we have to cope with that. Okay, so we have to also transform the people. We have also to give them new tools so that they can do the ways of business. And what we have done, we've worked with several projects. It's a program, okay, of digital transformation in terms of loan cycles or the credit concession. We made a program just for that. Okay, this is one of our biggest problems. We have a loans to deposit ratio which is not very profitable, and that's why we have to do this change. So after 4 years, that's what I'm going to just show you. Okay, we have some nice figures. Okay, first of all, we are outperforming some of our competitors. Okay, let's just put the path that we made, and the starting point is a bit better than, it was worse. So the kind of gains that we have was a bit better than our competitors. But important of this is that we don't not only achieve better numbers in terms of gross loan applications and loan to customers in terms of net, but we also tackle the non-performing loans ratio, which was also a big issue for us, that we were on the first of the table in Portugal, and now we are a little bit better. So for achieving this, as I told you, we worked with this program, okay, and ITSCREDIT, which is the application that we use for managing all the loan cycle that we do from branches till our online and mobile banking. It's the most important, one of the most important things that we've been using. So what I'm trying to just show you is what kind of challenge, what was our specification to these guys of ITSCREDIT, so that they could help us and tackle all of our problems. One of them is we are in a context, as you, okay, in context of very tight regulatory compliance. In Portugal, we have a little bit more of this kind of compliance enforcement, more than other European countries. Okay, it's a kind of student thing. Okay, we try to do some testing of this kind of compliance in Portugal. So we have a great pressure from the central banks to this. And this is obvious for a bank like us, which are 80 banks. Okay, so we have very autonomous kind of boarding in each of 80 banks. Okay, some has different kind of processes and procedures and all of this. So we have to kind of homogeneous and consistently give them a nice and workflow, if you want, for all the concession. And that's one of the things also that let us put this program together. So besides that, okay, what we wanted, the same as all, okay, we want to have operation efficiency, okay, we want also to have some new products and new offering, mainly because we were only talking about mainly interests and nothing more. If the people were trying to sell the credit, the only word they had was interest, okay, nothing more. So you could do some of the challenge to the client with new products out that can help and help improve the relationship with them, okay. So we also had new competitors that were putting in place mobile concession credit and also online concession credit. So the environment was a bit competitive, okay. And we had loan production cost was a little bit high. We have one or two banks which were banks or caches, which is the term, which were best practice, okay. But the rest of them were a bit higher. So we're talking about, for a mortgage for 30 years with a new house and a new couple which are beginning his life, we're talking about circa 60-65 days from loan opening to provisioning of the money, which is a bit, okay, which is large for us, okay. So we wanted also to tackle that, okay. So also trying to simplify and has a kind of a collaborative application. As I told you, we are 80 banks, each one with their own processes, so we want to also to bring some homogeneous and consistency to our operation of credit concession, okay. Of course, dealing better with the sales, okay. Give them some automation in terms of risk, okay. So that's one of the questions also for scoring, that we had a scoring, but it was not available to the front end of the branches, this scoring. So people didn't know what the scoring was, so the decision didn't have the help of the scoring, okay. So that's one of the other questions. And also, what we would like to, and that's as a doing things different from our competitors, we want to put the client in the value chain. So we want to put the client, he knows where his process or his application is at every moment, okay? So we bring them a screen that we give them in our online banking and our mobile banking, so he knows where it is, okay? It is waiting for the approval from the risk. It is waiting for the document that must come up from the municipality or whatever, okay? So he knows where it is, okay? He also be able to, if there's some documents that he needs to bring, okay, he also be able to put them in our website, so that can be incorporated in the process and go along, okay? So part of this loan cycle time, it's also a part of him. Okay, so it's very transparent. Okay, this is one of the things that we wanted also to do, is that you can have your loan application a little bit speedier if you participate with that. Okay, mainly in terms of documents and all of these things. Apart from this, which is the soft side or the business side or the cultural side of course of this, okay, and let me remind you, this 4 years ago, okay, so this is the path that we've made and the figures that we've gained were good, okay, but apart from this we had also another objective, okay, which is we had to transform our architecture, okay? So we have a bank that have very API based, okay? We have an open bank API based. We have cloud banking also, okay? We do use a lot of cloud Azure, we do use a lot of AI and all of that. So we've been doing this the last 3-4 years, trying to change completely our architecture, and that's where ITSCREDIT also helped us, okay? So we open up on our API, so the integration with our main core system for provisioning mainly, okay, and for scoring also, was very easy. It was very easy to do, okay. So it was a very rapid implementation that we done with them, and now we are doing a lot of new things with them that tackles also other issues that come apart. Okay, so what have we gained besides the numbers? Okay, besides the numbers, we gain an integrated system. Okay, we have an integrated system which is compliant with the central bank. Okay, it's very, very good. Okay, that puts the client on the center of the operation. Okay, he knows every minute what's happening. We have SLAs. Okay, with the people from branches. Okay, it's difficult to manage 80 different banks, like to put like this. So the one way is putting SLA. So this could help and trying to stabilize the process and be more consistent along the country and all of this. Okay, so we have this kind of process flow analysis and optimization. So we have a team in our central offices that are always trying to figure out where can the flow be a little better, okay, for each bank or for the client, okay. So we gain that also. We gain notifications, we gain analytics and dashboards that we give them to the people that are considering the credit, to the managers of the banks, to the central office that manages all the teams that runs the credit concession. We integrate with all documents. Every document that is electronic document, okay? Everything. We do in some documents, we do some analysis of the contents of the document also, so that we can speed up. Okay, it's our unique system for all kind of credit. Okay, from cards to mortgage. Okay, and we're talking retail banking, not corporate. Okay, we're talking retail banking for two segments: people and SMEs. Okay, it's for retailing. Okay, we have another solution for corporate. Okay. And it's available on our channel, so the client can start his application in website. That goes to, let's put it like this, a list of process that the branch has to tackle, okay? So then the client follows up all of the process, okay? Another thing that we have is, we don't use it too much here. ITSCREDIT has this, okay? It has a catalog of products, okay? We use only in terms of the two fundamental issues of the credit, which is interest and time. Okay, so we use it for that. Okay, nothing more. But we're trying to open up this product catalog so that we can use this tool for that kind of operation. So this is the roadmap. Okay. I'm going to put you like this because I can't. We start with the branch, as I told you. This is our main thing, the main question that we had. Okay, we start with the branches. Okay, then we went to the personal website, the public website, internet banking, and apps. Okay, so we've been putting simulation there. We put the client to follow up all the process and all of this. We put it on our internet banking. Then we build up 100% digital pre-approved loan for consumption credit, okay, which is pronto. Pronto is ready, okay, in Portuguese, okay, it's ready, okay. So in 3 minutes you have the money on your account, okay. So we did that. Now we are open up this to dynamic pricing, okay. So it's a bit of a new thing that we can have because this 80 banks, okay, they want to have their own strategy of go-to-market, okay, and they want some, let's put it like this, some dynamic pricing in terms of micro-marketing, okay. So we want to try to give them that. And also we are open up to also through APIs to partnerships with specialized credit like auto loans and all of kind of retail industries. This is for the individuals, and for the SMEs. We are now starting the part of SMEs, trying to put them together, and then open up this for POS, so that in terms of retailing, that we can give credit on the retail with this kind of application. So João, after this,
Thank you, Jorge.
I'll just show you the screens, okay?
I'm just going to follow up from Jorge's brilliant presentation. Obviously, I work from ITSCREDIT with more dependent cycle. So these are some of the screens that we implemented with Jorge at CA. So this is the pre-approved loans, where basically the customer can get the pre-approved and sign everything digitally, and within minutes have the money on his account. Another part of the solution that we can see all the different parts of the branch workflow and queues, and how you get the information about the loans.
So this is the part where it's integrated with our website. So all of these lists that you see, it's the branch list, okay? But the client has let's put it as another view, okay, so that he can follow up all this process around with this view, okay? And with SLA based. We are not showing the SLA to our client, of course, okay? But we are showing that to the branch manager, and so that can be a little bit pressure on trying to close a little bit more the loan cycle, the loan time, sorry.
Here we have obviously the analytics in terms of back office, so you can see exactly where is the process, who's taking longer, why is not meeting the SLA, how we can improve what's happening with each individual process. And that way we can obviously help the bank to be much more efficient and do it in a constant way. So it's not a project that is done, it's finished. No, it's something that we look at the data constantly, and we look at different segments of clients and try to understand why specific processes are taking longer than others. Obviously, in terms of the manual decisions, then that forces as well the teams to be on time and to make sure that they do all their work, and with that, they keep the KPIs, and most important than all, keep the customers happy. That's the thing that we are looking the most. So now we change. I think we've got like a couple of minutes before I start dancing, Sylvia. No, she's smiling. So another part of ITSCREDIT parts. So we are obviously software company in terms of lending. The way we interact, besides the normal lending cycle, it's always looking into innovations, looking what's coming new in the market, what type of technology we can use, and as well in terms of processes, how we can make the process more seamless, how we can make the project more efficient in terms of what we present to our customers. So this is some of the areas that we work in. Some of them are fully in production, some of them are lab, some of them we discuss with our customers, and that way we try to improve their processes and make them more efficient. This is a bit of our platform, which I'm not going to discuss much, but if you have any questions, we are just outside, and we're very happy to talk to you about the different modules we have, how it can be integrated with your systems, either with the core, either with the front ends, different approach in terms of that. And I leave with some metrics that everyone would like to have those, I'm sure. This is from the experience that we have within our customers. We've seen some numbers of Crédito Agrícola in the beginning from their annual reports. And thank you very much for your time, and feel free to ask us any questions.